is the 48th Yokozuna Taiho. Okay, so Taiho, pretty tall, 190 centimeters, fairly hefty, 153 kg, 32 championships in his career, the most ever until Hakuho came along and beat that record, and now has, surpassed it by quite a few. There you can see he entered sumo in the mid-50s, and he became a Yokozuna in 1961 at the age of 21, the youngest ever at that time. He was later, somebody else younger came along. He won 32 tournaments between 1960 and 1971, and that was unequaled until 2014 when Hakuho passed him. His dominance was such that he won 6 tournaments in a row on 2 separate occasions. He is the only wrestler to win at least 1 championship every year of his top division career, and he won 45 consecutive matches between 1968 and 1969, which was the best winning streak until Chiyonofuji came along and beat it, and then of course Hakuho beat it. He was a coach after he died, and he was a mentor to Hakuho. All right, so now we're going to get some matches with him. Let's turn on some commentary. Taiho will be on your left. Kashiwado is somebody we covered in an earlier video. So Hakuho mirrors or imitates the style, the ring entering style of Taiho. He was a very big fan of Taiho. We're talking about Futabayama now. This would have been about 1969. So the Gumbai pointed toward Taiho for the win. They have a mono-e. Let's see if we're going to get a slow down. The reason why it was such a big deliberation is because it was stopping his streak. Now I should point out that he has 8,614 points in the way they awarded points in the system for this ranking. 5 points if you named him your first best, most popular. I think you got 3 points for every person that was named second best, and 1 point for every person that was named 3 best. You were able to pick your top 3. So let's say you picked Chiyonofuji, and you put him number 1, and then he would get 5 points. You picked Hakuho as number 2, and he would get 3 points. And you picked maybe me. I picked Haruma Fuji as number 3. Okay, and he'd get 1 point. So just keep that in mind as we get up toward number 1 here, and you'll see some of the point differences. Sponsors, but I think we're going to have commercials in a minute, and I'm going to have to fast forward. Oh,
東さん、レイモさんが千代の富士と、どっち、はい、そして土は貴乃花を。
So they're saying, you know, who's going to be number one, Chiyonofuji or Takanohana? Okay, but they're not going to show us right away. They're going to have commercials, crazy Japanese commercials, and trust me, some of them are very wacky. So this lady, the whole reason she's on this show about sumo is that she has a movie coming out or something. Japanese shows are wacky, just don't ask.
あれやっぱ命をかけて土俵に上がってるからちゃいますか。
土俵ギリギリでももう絶対にもう勝つっていうそういう気持ちが強い人なので。
どっちを応援してるんですか。
やっぱり弟でしょ。
9890ポイント獲得。65代横綱貴乃花。
All right, here's number 2, 9,800 points. All right, give you a little rundown about Taka. Now, all I'm getting this from is Wikipedia, so don't think I'm, you know, got some huge amount of information here. There he is, about 15 years old with his dad. He was the 65th Yokozuna. This is, technically, he's Takanohana III, or Takanohana Koji is his first name. He won 22 tournament championships between 1992 and 2001. The 6th highest total ever. He was the son of the popular Ozeki in the 70s. And of course, he rose up through the ranks and became a Yokozuna along with his brother, who was older than him, Wakanohana. And their rivalry, along with Akebono, saw interest in sumo and attendance at tournaments soar during the early 1990s. So, this can't be right though. Well, maybe it is. He's only 44 years old, so he was born in 1972. Okay, so he's actually a little bit younger than me. He was one of the youngest ever to reach the top division at just 17, and he set a number of other age-related records. What was the other thing that was interesting about him? Okay, I'm not going to find it very quickly, sorry. All right, so let's see some of his matches. Here we go. Here he is at age 18, fighting Chiyonofuji. And I don't think he's a Yokozuna at this point. I think he's maybe a Sekewake at this point, where he's fighting Chiyonofuji. Chiyonofuji in the black. I'm sorry, I don't know what that was about. If somebody wants to leave a comment and say what they were talking about, maybe his retirement or his father dying. I know those were two big things in his life.
その一戦が行われたのが平成13年5月場所千秋楽。この時、貴乃花13勝
Takanohana, Musashimaru,
12勝2敗の横綱武蔵丸。
both Yokozuna at this
貴
point.
乃花の優勝。しかし前日に右膝の亜脱臼をし、満身創痍で挑む一番。親方に休場を勧められるの？
You know, I think he died in 2015. Let me see. No, he died just a year ago in July.
に持ち上げ土俵の外に叩きつけるこのパワー。
そして多くの方が印象に残っていると答えたのが大相撲中継で視聴率歴代ナンバーワン
in the Makuuchi division at 807. Go to his Wikipedia page. His picture now of what he looks like now is so different from when he was wrestling. He's lost a ton of weight. He just, the angular features of his face are still there, but they're now so much sharper that he doesn't have all the weight. So there you go. And number 2, 98.90. I remembered one thing I wanted to say about Taiho was he was so popular.
今でも語り継がれる優勝した瞬間の
He looks like now is so different from when he was. Okay, now they're both 13-2, so now a playoff.
そのまま優勝決定戦へ。
And this is for the U show.
どうぞ。
上手白鵬上手